Hello everyone, what is up? It's Berlin and I'm back again because oh my god, I have just seen something on the internet that is kind of wild. I was just browsing on Twitter, as you do, while I was painting my face, started painting my face at least, and then I saw this from Kat Tembage. Kat Tembage put out an article that was done by Variety, not actually this time by Kat Tembage, done by Variety. Oh my god. I was kind of shocked. It was a big one. I'm like, what is going on with these girls? James Charles has just been dropped from Instant Influencer Season 2. So they're going ahead with Season 2 of Instant Influencer on YouTube, as they did with Season 1 on YouTube. James Charles presented the first season. But this time round, oh no. They've axed James Charles. If any of you guys saw my video yesterday, you know I made a video talking about James Charles and these allegations from 16-year-old Isaiah that James Charles was being very predatory and trying to elicit nudes from him, which we went over yesterday. This is an actual crime. It's breaking federal law. So James Charles has now been axed from Season 2 of Instant Influencer, and when you read the article that Variety wrote, it turns out that it is following on from these allegations and also following on from the big scandal that James Charles was in 2019 with Tati Westbrook, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson. So it looks like James's actions have finally caught up with him. It is insane, but also we kind of love to see it, right? Because if you've got predators on the platform, on YouTube, it's time that YouTube did something about them. So taking away an opportunity from James Charles, like presenting Season 2 of Instant Influencer, okay, nobody ever likes to see people lose opportunities, but if you're behaving in that manner, if you are being a child groomer and a predator, then maybe you deserve it. So we're going to get into the article put out by Variety right now. The article started off saying beauty vlogger James Charles will not be hosting a second season of YouTube's Instant Influencer reality competition show. YouTube rep confirmed that Charles won't be returning to the show, but declined to provide a reason. Previously, the video platform had announced that he would be hosting a second season. So James was down to host a second season, but now been axed clearly. This is definitely all to do with the allegations surrounding James Charles right now, because it doesn't look good. If you're hosting a makeup show that is including teenagers, because if we all remember Season 1 of Instant Influencer, there were some young people on there. So if you're, the presenter of that show where you've got teenagers competing in the competition, then clearly you don't want somebody fronting that competition who has been accused of all this predatory stuff towards minors. The article in Variety continued, we can confirm Season 2 of the YouTube original series Instant Influencer will take a new creative direction, including a new host. A YouTube spokesperson said in a statement to Variety, we thank James for a great first season and look forward to building on the show's success by expanding the opportunity to showcase diversity of creators across the YouTube platform in our upcoming season. So what do you guys think that means? Do you guys think that means they might maybe have a person of colour, somebody else, somebody newer, fresher on the makeup scene presenting the show? The article states that YouTube's decision comes about a month after Charles was accused of being groomed. Well, no, he wasn't accused of being groomed. He was the one accused of being the groomer. The accuser said Charles, 21, sent unsolicited nude photos via Snapchat and that Charles urged him to send nude selfies in return. In a statement, Charles said, the accusation that I have groomed this person is completely false. According to Charles, the individual initially claimed he was 18. After he admitted he was 16, Charles cut off contact with the teen. Then from there, James Charles went on to say after accusations in the past, he'd never knowingly engaged with a person who's underage. From there, the article went on to say that, yes, Season 2 is still definitely going ahead, but that it will be hosted by somebody who is not from the beauty world, somebody who's not from the makeup world. So Instant Influencer is still Go, but it's taken a different direction and it's not going to be about makeup. Okay. Then the article continued to say Instant Influencer with James Charles garnered over 53 million views in its first month alone after debuting in April 2020, and it won the 2020 Streamy Awards. The article goes on to talk about Ashley Strong, who actually was the winner of Instant Influencer, and say that her audience has grown by more than 740,000 since the show. The article carried on to talk about all the celebrity co-hosts that had been on the show, saying the 4-part series was produced by Brian Graden Media and featured celebrity guest judges, Instagram beauty influencer Norvina, Paris Hilton and Trixie Mattel. James Charles gained widespread notice in 2016 as CoverGirl's first male spokesperson. His YouTube channel currently has more than 25 million subscribers and more than 3.3 billion views to date. Wow, that is a lot, girl. That is insane. Now at this point, I'm not going to read the rest of the article because it only goes on to talk about the 2019 scandal with Tati Westbrook and the Bye Sister video. That has been done to death. I don't feel like anyone needs to talk about that anymore, so I'm going to leave that right there. But James Charles got in a little bit of trouble on Twitter as well yesterday. It's never ending. It is never ending at this point. James Charles seems to constantly be in controversy. He was responding to somebody's tweets, deleting it. You know, typical kind of James Charles behaviour. So we're going to get into that now. Lil Nas yesterday put out a tweet with a long note-sap letter that was a letter to his 14-year-old self. James Charles chose to respond to it saying, "Proud of you." And then people decided to come for James, saying things like, "James saw 14 years old and came running." Another person replied to James saying, "He's too old for you. Try 6-year-olds on TikTok, big man." Another interjected, calling James the P word. And then following on from the backlash, James promptly deleted his tweet under Lil Nas' post. Another point that I want to make about James Charles is I've seen him blocking drama channels, commentary channels recently. Like, for instance, he just blocked Adam McIntyre. Now, if you don't know Adam McIntyre, he is a really hard-working drama commentary kind of channel. You know, all power to him. He's doing his thing. But James Charles blocked him when Adam went and confronted him about the allegations. You know, it's typical James Charles behaviour. Oh, I'm not going to answer to that. Doop! Hit block. But then also, James Charles blocked Keemstar, you know, one of the biggest drama channels on the internet. Jeffree Star has also blocked Keemstar, which is interesting. You know, this is their response at the moment with some of these big YouTubers who get caught out in these big controversies. Their response is to hit block on the drama and commentary channels that call them out on their behaviour. Now, I'm not going to sit here and rejoice in anybody's downfall. That's never what I want to do over here on my channel. But, you know, I do kind of have to applaud YouTube for taking a stand and removing James as the presenter of Instant Influencer. If this is what's going on behind the scenes with James, if this is what he's doing, then can he really be trusted to host a show where you've got a load of teenagers competing on there? You know what I mean? So I kind of think that YouTube have made the right decision with that. Although it's sad for James Charles to lose that opportunity, I did see that James Charles has started something else. There's an Instagram page that was put up yesterday, and actually it's James Charles with a new podcast. Yep. He's doing a podcast. So James has moved on. You know, the opportunity from Instant Influencer's gone. But he's moved on. He's got a new opportunity in this podcast. So the podcast that James is launching is called Good and Fresh. You know, he's always had that saying on his YouTube channel for years. I think at one point he had it on merch as well, Good and Fresh. So yeah, you know, this might be more appropriate for James to go in this direction right now because he's been on YouTube doing makeup for a long time. So for him now to make a bit of a change and to go and do a podcast, I think that might be quite nice. I think that might be, you know, a little bit exciting and fresh from him. he can go on a podcast and have more adult conversations and stuff rather than his YouTube channel, which a lot of it is geared towards teenagers, when he's in controversy for these allegations and for sexting minors. Then yeah, I think it's more appropriate for James to go and have his podcast where, like I say, he can have his adult conversations, do all of that stuff, talk about what he wants to talk about without worrying that it's going to affect his young fans and all of that negatively. So let me know what you guys think about all of this drama. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Were you just as shocked as me to find out that James Charles was dropped from Instant Influencer? I know that I was really shocked. Absolutely, you know, did not expect to wake up and see that today, but there we go. So guys, I'm going to leave this little video right here. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Mwah. Bye guys.